Yeah. Welcome everybody and welcome to All in All United. We're reviewing this Europa League game earlier against, on paper, who is supposed to be the easiest fixture of this quarter-final round. Yet, usual Man United, we made it look as though we were playing Juventus, you know. But before we go into that earlier, we have Gregory and the mix, your boy Dream and Nico as usual, and then we have Kenton and we have Jody. So we want to get them fellas and them the opportunity because these fellas have been in the comments, faithful, viewers of the program. So we want to get them fellas the opportunity to introduce themselves and then we will get into the mix. So Joe, you talk to me now.
Yeah, good night, everyone. Supporting Manchester about who boy? I go song all year, about 25 years now. I go So I basically see almost everything they had to win for the past under the Alex Ferguson era. You
Right.
know, win, lose or draw, I go now with my team die hard. You know, it does have times when you might want to mash up your TV and thing and turn off with this supporting at the football and thing, what? And it just only be for about a little hour, 2 hours. I go be a little sour and thing, but I just get over that, man. So yeah, good to be on the live. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, man. Nice. Kenton, talk to me.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, I'm Kenton here. I supported United since, oh boy, I say 17 years. All right, 17 years.
Long time, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, good long-lasting fan. My
All
father
right,
was,
nice. Father?
yeah, and he's a Juventus man, but he like Manchester United too. But yeah, he's one of them persons who does the balling at the referee to the TV, everything. Curling for every single foul. I don't mind players get touched, but that part of the game, it's just me. I'm real passionate about my team. Anybody can tell you that. Anybody who know me can say the same thing. I'm very passionate about my team. And I just want to see my team play good football. That is where I'm at right now.
Nice.
Right.
And this is the platform that myself and Nico we created for people like yourself and Jody and all the others who just view, So we're glad to be connecting with all the fellas and bringing all the on to share their opinions as well now. Kurt saying good night, fellas. Welcome, Kurt. Thanks for joining, buddy. He say, boy, that friggin' ref today need a sniper, but like the man wanted our best 11 to miss the second leg. Boy.
Oh, good. Good choose violence today, boy. Which that?
Nico, where's all the good? Talk to me.
Well, I'm fighting about for the last few days. At home at the moment. I guess thank God for that. Yeah, the game today, of course, you're expecting more, but I think in hindsight, 2-0 away, for us to get you above us now, that is 43 at Old Trafford, and even if they score 2 penalties, just saying, so at the end of the day, as not much of a performance as we'd have liked to see, I think it was a job done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg, talk to me.
Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Leaving week today, I just told myself I couldn't even get to see most of the game. I caught the second half, and I said to myself, I said, "This United to just see this game out." That's all I was just praying for. It wasn't the easiest of performances because I saw Granada was trying all that kind of madness. We had a striker come on the field. I want to know what's going on there. Wait, man. Can't get you into the stadium and on the side of the go naked at the ball, man. What is it?
Yeah.
Football funny like that, but at the end of the day, we got the result. I mean, this man doing all this on one leg, on one good foot, and still a performance, and then the unexpected, the penalty from Bruno Fernandes, 90th minute to seal the game off, and we got the away goals we needed. So it's just a matter of just seeing it out the next leg at Old Trafford and the focus on Spurs this weekend. So nothing, not too many complaints. The football wasn't the greatest, but the result is what counts in the end.
And I don't know how long we gonna be talking about it because from what Jody was saying, sometimes it just feel like mashing up your TV when you watch United play. But then the nerves they settle and it just go back to loving your club now, you know. But how much TV I go buy, you know?
Yeah, so much phone I go buy too because it's on my phone I had to watch that on work today now. But serious and it's probably just one good brilliant play. What put you ahead otherwise than that was just it just take a brilliant long ball from Lindelof from the back straight up to the front. Hats off to Rashford with that control. That was like
quality,
boy, watch
quality.
me. And the finishing, just he didn't go for power, he just place it, yeah. But I guess that is as I was talking to them before we come on. I don't know if because of how the referee from early on in the game was at the Man players that they threw them off them now. The yellow card Pogba didn't get early in the game. I wouldn't blame Pogba for that. I will blame Wan-Bissaka because of that pass he gave him. Where he could have played a pass up the line. Yeah, you understand that? And well, we go talk about it as we go along the game. But today was a day for me to mash up my phone. Yeah, I didn't do it.
Nice. So we're gonna get some comments. And then we'll come to Kenton on the team sheets, right? Kurt saying early tonight, I realized that Kurt, kudos to you, buddy. He's saying, fellas, that ref made some real bad calls. The men came out to hurt United players. You could tell, and one player in particular, they came out to damage Rashford.
Yeah, but for real. Yeah.
Anderson, Doldron, thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying based on the teams left, no way we should not make the finals at least.
Nah, boy, don't say that, Don't say that,
No, but Nico, he writes on paper.
On paper. The name of Manchester United.
Well,
that's some of them teams playing cohesive.
No, but understand what he say. He said based on the teams.
And not even player name for player name, Not even player name for player name. Because long time I say you match up. You say match up player name for player name and position by position. Right? It is not that, It will be player name if it's Villarreal versus Manchester United. And then you go say Manchester United is the favorites. But is it really so?
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but based on the comment, just at face value, PLI here wrong. Man United is the biggest club in the rest of the teams right now. We're supposed to make it to the finals at least, But what you're saying, Nico, is correct. We ain't playing to make it to no final. Hey Riyad, welcome, buddy. He said I missed the game, but the way I see people complaining, you'd swear Granada wipe the floor with us. Too many of our fans, quote unquote, think they are well within their rights to be toxic towards the team and manager. Criticism is fine, but the level of vilification and toxicity is amazing. I'll say it openly. Go and show your maid in Mattel. Tag elsewhere. Wow.
But what I want to say about that, right? Yeah, but what I want to say about that, what has happened is, so like yesterday, we as fans, let me say, we watch PSG versus who PSG play again? That big time?
Bayern.
PSG, right? Yeah, PSG versus Bayern. And when you watch PSG versus Bayern, and then you come and you watch us, then definitely you're gonna be a little toxic because you want your team up at that level, and you're not seeing where or when that would happen now. So it's a kind of, I don't want to say some jealousy, but we want to be at that level, and you saw it today why we are in the Europa League. You saw it today why we are in the Europa League because we're not good enough. But when you watch the level of the Champions League games over the last few days, right, then we are not comparable to where we as fans want our team to be. So as fans, right, who are more or less supporters of the club, and even in terms of buying the merchandise and supporting the club financially, then to be fair, we should want more.
Yeah. Well said. So guys, let's get into team sheets. Thoughts on the team sheets when you saw it. Let's try not to be too hindsight-ish. At the moment in time when you would have seen the team sheet come out, where your thoughts would have been. And guys, thanks for the comments. Don't forget to like and share the video as we on, right? Kenton, talk to me now.
My only issue with that team sheet really was Rashford. Fine, he needs to rest, boy. He needs to start to listen to his body now, because if he don't listen, he can wreck it before he's
That's a good thing the man rest, boy.
Why you trying to rest, boy? How? Ahmad come on when he was injured the last time and score.
But what you see that touch on that finish? We'd have missed that, you know. We'd have missed that, you know. At least we get a moment of brilliance today. Something to savor.
When Ahmad come on and score, that was a moment of brilliance too. So we can't say we can't just put that outside. Yeah, it's a good goal. I say yeah, and I say no. But he have to believe in other players now.
Yeah.
He have to believe in other players now. But everything else to me was okay. McTominay, just play McTominay. So I just don't know what to say about McTominay. He just real average, bang average for me. Yeah.
It's a man here.
Nobody.
That man look lost today.
Yeah, but he was real poor today. He was poor.
Yeah, he looked lost on that
field.
defend.
Just like when Fred played good, I would say alright-ish, you know. But back to, but he was poor. He was poor.
You're supposed to want the ball.
Yeah.
And then in midfield, you're supposed to want the ball. The ball from they have to both want. Always want it, you know. He does go in between two players so that I can't pass it to him. But not every time you can take it on that turn, so he just go in between it. We can't get the ball and you have to switch to the next side or play it safe. And it does still something. Play sometime.
Talk to me, Jody, about the starting lineup.
Yeah, well, just as Kenton said, my only problem was Rashford, and I find like after he scored our goal, halftime, Oli should have taken him off now, one time. You understand? You don't have your one goal cushion up already. Yeah, you could have take you off, rest you up for the rest of the game. You understand? For Sunday. But otherwise on that, I was cool. You could have play halftime as I say, take off Rashford, push Greenwood out wide and bring in Cavani to play on top. Just as how we later on in the second half, you know.
Right.
Otherwise than that, as I say, the starting lineup, I didn't see the need for him to play short today as well. You know, he didn't need to play short. He go on to play short now.
Short play like he didn't want to play.
Yeah, now he had to miss out the second leg because of the yellow card. You know.
But that could be a good thing. That could be a good thing.
Yeah, true. But otherwise than that, it was a strong. I like how he went strong with a strong lineup with Pogba in the middle with Fernandes there. You understand, to try and create plays for the players. But otherwise than that, again, I would just say it was just average today, yes.
All right. So before I move to Greg, let me just get some comments, right? Kurt saying my team was spot on almost. I had Cavani and Matic starting instead of James and Maxos, but good team still. All right. Riyadh saying PSG with Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria et al. I disagree with it's okay to be toxic.
No problem. No issue with that.
Kurt saying I agree with Kenton. All you need to trust his players more. Yeah. And this is saying player selection has always been an issue with Oli. All right. Kurt saying, hey Kenton, talk about my player Maxos there. I would admit he wasn't his best. So too was spread a couple games and he came back in the last game and worked like a beast. So he's trying to protect his player now. You know, we hear you, Kurt. We hear you. Riyadh saying, Kurt, which player by Biscuit by to Anzeba who does go walkabout? Tell us who is in defending. He's also saying maybe next game we'll be forced to see Donny and others. Jesus, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining the same glory, Man United for life. Also, by the way, where can I see the game later? I could post a link. And you could follow it and you'll get to watch the game. All right? But watch at your own risk. All right?
Pop some chain like why I take it from that TV.
Jesus saying, refs stress us out. Granada came to test men quality on the ball. Thus the many 50-50 struggles. Yeah. Christian, hey,
That
you just
Venezuelan. That Venezuelan
protect
for
Marcel.
Granada. Ooh.
Who's that,
Yeah,
mate?
boy.
Boy, the Venezuelan boy, Daddy Pereira. Is it right in him?
Pereira or something like that.
Yeah.
Watchman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
That man whole game, that man in trouble.
I feel
But Watchman.
Nah, I respect him.
But
I respect him.
let me show you something. here, right?
I feel
He could have do what he want. He could have do what he want, right? But you see this one there? We're not passing today, dog.
Yeah.
We're not passing today.
Yeah.
Number one, yo.
Anyway, so Gregory, talk to me. Your
Yeah.
thoughts when you saw the lineup.
No, well, like Kenton and Judy, I share the same sentiments. I think this was probably a game we could have gave Rashford a little bit easier because the man, like he literally playing on one good foot. So it just kind of it was tough to see him running like that. But I'm still glad that he got the goal. And like everybody would say, McTominay didn't have the best of games because let's face it, it's a situation where you see like he seems to struggle against Spanish opposition. Other than the one time where he was bodying Messi all over the place against Barcelona, but still. It's one of those games where you look like he was outed. Bruno and all didn't have the best of games either. I think one of the highlights of that whole game was that pass from Lindelof to find Rashford, which was really what helped get the momentum going throughout that whole match. Other than that, it really was a struggle because you saw them battle into the issue, and there was a lot of dark ass movement going on from Granada. Every time you see like they're falling down, looking for a goal and 43 yellow cards. So it was always
Yeah, that Venezuelan. Yeah, that was a real Venezuelan today.
That whole match
Hey.
is winter, not a Venezuela relation going forward from here on in it. But still, all I can say is that all I can say is that it was one of those games where we really did the results, and now that's what we got in the end. I mean, I'm not going to say that there was anybody outstanding for me. I can't even give anybody else in the match in my book. Lindelof was probably the closest, but it was just that one instance. But other than that, I can't be too upset about it because we got to win in the long run.
Yeah, Nico, talk to me.
Yeah, again, one more time, right? Before I move on, see that Venezuelan Ream, but the man playing for Man City. The man owned my Man City. The man owned my Man City. He was the captain of Venezuela on the 20 team that made the World Cup under 20 final, right? And he on loan with Granada. I'm telling you, the man with all the trouble today, right? And like he mastered the dark arts too. That was a real Venezuelan, right? Right. So yeah. So for me, it had two things that kind of stand out for me. One, the hair starting. Is it that the hair is now no? But my question mark. Is it that the hair is now back in the fold, or is it that he is being rotated in the Europa League and Henderson is preferred to the Premier League, right? So
No.
again, that is something to be seen. You know what I mean?
No, Nico, no, as you touch on it, right? Before you continue, I see we got a question from Riyadh here. Right? So probably you could factor it into your comments. If you want to ask a question to the forum, what are your thoughts about the Dean Henderson and the hair situation? So when Nico finished his contribution, we'll get the question around and hear the thoughts, right? But go ahead, Nico.
Yeah. So that one thing I was looking at, you know, in terms of I was looking at even from before the starting lineup to see who the Oliveira started in goal, you know, and if that is a precursor where to come for the rest of the season, or he is reinstalling the back to number one, right? And two, as again some dread feedback, but I don't know if I know something from somebody.
All right, I think it's tough here.
Right. And and two is as everybody else said, was the playing a Rashford. You know, I think he limped off after he scored. I think making noise like that. Yeah. After he limped off on the weekend and seeing him starting, today, I think that was definitely a concern and a surprise. So outside of that, seeing James in the lineup is always a surprise to me. Because for some reason he's hit and miss most times. So outside of that, I think the starting lineup was much a surprise.
All right, nice. So, and just for me to interject on the team sheet as well, I was hoping to see a rotated team, considering we have Tottenham on the weekend because I know there's a big game. When you looked at, without taking Granada for granted, and I think even Kenton said it and somebody in the comments said it as well, all they had a start of trusty players, you know. So I was hoping to see a little more rotation in preparation or with the thought of Tottenham coming weekend. One player for sure I didn't expect to see starting, and even when I listened to the press conference, I didn't think he'd have started Rashford, you know. And if the rotated team did fairly enough to get a proper result, then there was no need to bring on Rashford. So Rashford didn't even need to see today, right? But knowing Oli again, and I mean, I could probably understand why he would have gone strong, as Jody was saying. Let me get it over and done with, so that the second leg probably we could do more rotation, you know, rather than to run it to the wire, come second leg, and then get a shocker in Old Trafford. But neither worked in terms of performance. Well, we get it, the 3 point, well, the 2 goals, and we're going into the next round. Yeah, right. So, guys, and I will start with Kenton here. What, as Rihanna asked, what's your thoughts about this whole De Gea Henderson situation?
Well, for me, I had two minds about it, to be honest. Because I know De Gea is top quality when it comes to keeping, but Henderson has something about it that I like too. And that is like, it's more conversation in the back there. Like, he is actually trying to control Maguire and Lindelof at the same time. And that talking in the back there does help defenders actually feel more confident in themselves now. When there's somebody behind them talking to. So sometimes when they hear, all they hear already, he says away, and that is it. For you, it's away, and that is it. Nothing else. And that is for me now. But I put nothing past the here. He's still top gun. But Henderson coming to come, so let's see who can fight up for the team in our shirt.
All right, nice. Jody, talk to me.
Well, you know me. I stay here in Olive, you know. And I was listening to some I remember who it was, some pundit, and they were showing you some stats and things, and they were saying that how they were showing you De Gea at Henderson age. Henderson no way in the Europa League. No way in his league right now. De Gea at Henderson age right now was no way Henderson no way in the Europa League. And for me, if it is I was making a lot of mistakes and things, and well, let's say, well, now, we had to get Hendo a try now, I would understand that all well and good. But I just don't like the fact how he went on the paternity leave and come back, and I was it for almost a whole month, give or take, you know. But I didn't really get into it. That is up to the club, with them decide to do and comment. I don't know if they're trying to get rid of the here. As moving on to our next team, I was in the on the Facebook group. I was chatting, and I find, well, if they're looking to move him out, they can make a switch with all back on him and bringing all back. You understand? But I really want to get too much into the Henderson and the media just trying to stop trouble in the club right now. You understand? Yeah.
All right. Talk to me, Greg. What's your thoughts on it?
Before I go any further, I just want to say, Jody, you're talking about all black from Atletico Madrid. He and gum cheap. They go on the hair plus cash. Yeah. They go on the hair plus cash. But under all seriousness, though, we cannot deny how much of a great servant David De Gea has been to the club. I mean, the man has won almost everything there is to win with us, bar a Champions League. So
The only
you
Premier
just
League
kind of
winner I
have to
have on the
respect.
team.
Well, left, yeah. So it's basically yeah, he has that level of seniority. He knows what it's like to win a league with players around him, but at the same time, you have been seeing a few chinks in the armor here and there. So that's why you can kind of understand why people will say Henderson looking like someone who hungrier, who younger, who wants to be there for the future. It doesn't mean that it's a knock on David De Gea and what he's done for us. But at the same time, you're looking at someone who's bringing fresh new blood into it. And then you see the difference in the way the defense sometimes is set up. When Henderson's there, you're seeing a little bit more of a confidence level increase. There have been times because of issues with De Gea's goalkeeping, sometimes he's handling the ball, sometimes his position and his awareness sometimes isn't always there. But no disrespect to David De Gea. If it does happen to be his last season at Manchester United, I say thank you for all you've done for us. But it's all a matter of being remained to be seen. If he stays here and we get more years out of him, great. If not, it is what it is. But we have to sometimes, progression means that we have to sometimes cut our losses and sever ties, even though it might be the hardest thing to do.
All right, nice. Nico, talk to me.
Yeah, well, there's not any issues if I see De Gea or Henderson in the team. As Greg would have said, I think De Gea has been a wonderful servant to the club. No matter, and no at times, and we all of us would have known that we have held the club at around some at times, to get those wages right up, which at that point would have definitely been deserved, right? And he got what he deserved, I think Henderson is up and coming. I find for some reason the defense seem a bit more confident with Henderson in the back. I could be wrong. Huh?
They were all back English line.
That's exactly what's going on. Brexit.
No. But I have no issue. I have no issue with either, right? I want the team to strengthen. I want the team to be strengthened. And we say if it is that maybe getting at the here wages off the books to bring in quality midfielders to strengthen the team, then I wouldn't have an issue with that happening. You know what I mean? As Greg said, I would say thank you. Take whatever we get and hope to invest it wisely in the team to bring Manchester United back up to where we're supposed to be. And if it does, I don't think we have to go far to get another goalkeeper in replacement or spend that amount to get another goalkeeper in replacement. We already know we have Henderson there, and we can spend that money into maybe midfielders, maybe as Reams we would have talked there right back, and other players around the team. So that is my take on it, really.
All right, nice. So we just get some comments here. Kurt saying, Ria, that is a hard one, boy. Hendo deserve a run of games, but to drop De Gea just so is not easy. David played today like he never went on paternity break. Yeah, I thought De Gea was very, very good today. Yeah. Jesus saying 4 keepers was to add to the mystery. What mystery, Jesus? Everybody know it gonna be hit De Gea or Hendo. There's no way Grant gonna be playing that goal. Or with the next fella Nathan Bishop, it's no way them fellas gonna play. Them fellas there to make numbers to help in training. Run that ball, they wait for me.
You forget about the Argentinian.
Who Argentinian? He traveled too? He just still play for me?
Go empty in Argentina right now.
I don't even think he was squad number.
No, I think in England.
Hey Peter, welcome buddy. Thanks for joining. Hey Michael, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying, would it be fair to drop Hendo after these past games? I think he's saying he's been great.
Yes, but that is why Henderson is the backup goalkeeper to to De Gea. When De Gea out of it, he's our backup goalkeeper. That don't say you have to train me now and bench De Gea. That is my point I'm trying to get at, Remember, he's our number 2 goalkeeper. And for whatever reason, Dia was not available. That is our backup goalkeeper. When Dia come back,
Yeah,
he had to go back
with all the
along
respect, though,
the bench.
I think Henderson's making that case to be a number one, though. He has had a few games, especially in Manchester Derby and others, where he's kind of pushing himself to show, hey, I'm not just here to sit down and watch the hair whole time, you know.
Yeah,
So-
but before, okay,
But it's up to the team to
before
do what they had to do.
when we won the Europa League under Mourinho, right? With Mourinho, Romero was the number 2 goalkeeper, and he was playing in the cup and the league. You understand? But De Gea was our number 1, and Romero was doing good in the cups and the Europa League as well. So for me, I see it as clear bias. I talking it as it is. You understand? Everybody entitled to their opinion. I see it as bias. They're moving with De Gea right now because for no reason you just drop the man just so. For no reason. Nah.
But Jody, that's right. So he went to play with Spain over the international break, and he didn't even get a game with Spain. You know,
Yeah,
so I
he was
cannot question that
babysitting.
too. You know,
Yeah.
nah, I
So
can't
he was
babysit. No, how
babysitting.
people babysitting or babysit? Put the tea so much. How long? Yeah.
Yeah.
Some fella I
Oh,
never
I
hear
hear
about.
you, yeah.
Some fella I never hear
Yeah,
about
I
play
hear
for
you.
Spain. You know. I don't know.
I think the last time we had this discussion, Gregory had made a very interesting point, and he had made a reference to the transition for Real Madrid from who was the keeper before Casillas.
It was from Cesar, then they threw in a 16, 17-year-old Iker Casillas into a Champions League final. So I mean,
Right, yeah.
sometimes those kind of situations make or break the youngsters that come up. So if you have someone like Iker Casillas who at 16, 17 years of age winning a Champions League, and one of his very first starts, Dean Henderson is 23. He's literally in the prime of his career.
But didn't he coming into that Champions League team because the first choice goalkeeper was injured
Yeah.
for Real Madrid, and that is how we get his break. So again, it go back to me. What have they had done to be dropped? He not injured.
He's had a few
not,
holes.
for this
I
season.
You know,
For this season, nah.
I agree. No.
For this season, that maybe one.
We still ain't
goal,
sure if he dropped
yeah,
there. We still ain't sure if he dropped.
No, Olia.
Yeah.
No, it has something, and I had a side with Jody on this one because it has, for me, and when you look at the media, sometimes the media just want to push a kind of agenda, right? And they all about, and it might sound cynical, it might sound foolish, but they want an all English team.
Back four. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if all the players on the field for Man United could be English players, they could be happy about that. They have something about foreigners. And then
Who you feel about that, Reels?
about
Who you feel
no,
about that?
but hold on.
Who you feel on that?
Hear him out. And the pressure, there's always sometimes trickle down to the management of the club, Oli and them. You understand what I'm saying? Where now they're forced to bring in this young fella who have potential to be one of the best. And he have ambitions as well to be one of the best. And he wants to start now because you listen to the interviews Dean Henderson having. He seems very intent on being number one now.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you look at the age and potential and how good he is, and then now you want to balance the books. They here again plenty money. They here a while, but he's been making some mistakes. Because if you really look at it this season, the hair has not been bad. And all of a sudden now, the narrative is Dean Henderson, as though they hear deaf and he can't hear and read. You know what I'm saying?
No, Reem not continue across, but Hendo now, he have his own agenda. He have nothing against the hair or anything like that, or against anybody, Now remember, he pushing for England #1 spot. And to get a spot, you have to be Manchester #1 goalkeeper. And that is the only way Southgate will give him that recognition to put him in goal for England. And with the Euros coming up, and then next year's World Cup. You understand? So he trying his best to push himself as the first choice keeper for Man U, so that Southgate will give him that run any goal as the first choice keeper, because Pickford and all that and Pope all that right now. So,
and I don't know if I remember. It's have just now, Nicole. Let me just say one more thing. It have this thing, and England was always one of the the nations as an international from an international standpoint that suffered because they were having an influx of foreigners who were coming into their leagues and ousting the British players, right?
Dominating, yeah.
And the national team used to suffer. So it's had this unspoken, but you're seeing it happen. It's subtle, but it's kind of overt as well, where they're trying to bring the English players more to the fore so that the national team don't suffer. You had to be aware. We call it Italy.
Yeah.
So
Italy in Spain, and one of the reasons why, even though Cesar in Real Madrid was a Spaniard, correct me if I'm wrong, Gregory, they were looking at the future. They were looking at the future and they wanted Casillas because you feel if Casillas, a 16-year-old Casillas, was probably Argentinian or Czechoslovakian, he was going to get a pick so early. No, even Donnarumma at AC Milan, they're looking at Italy as opposed to, well, hey, we probably could get a better keeper to come in. They want to know that these players are ready for the national call-up at peak form more than anything else. And that's what England trying to do because England lose on it for years before. And that's what's going on with De Gea now. De Gea fallen because, hey, Dean Henderson is this prodigy coming up. England want to have some of the best players or the best prospects playing at the highest level.
Can I say something? Can I say something though? Because at the end of the day, if you look at it from a situation where
Greg, no, I'm going to Greg. Oh God, Greg. Oh jeez.
All right, go ahead.
Watch me. At the end of the day, I just want the best 11 out on our field. Whether I be De Gea, Henderson, Maguire, Dai, Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams, Luke Shaw. I would just want we best 11 out on our field that when they first step out there, teams must, the pants must start to shake off of them when they're trembling. You understand? That's the kind of football I want we start back to play.
All right, Nico, I know you're waiting a while. Talk to me.
Yeah, Reem, what you telling me there, right? Is that Manchester United is England or no? That's what you say?
That's what I want.
Because at the end of the day, no, but how Chelsea not fall into that? How Liverpool not fall into that? How Manchester City not fall into that? How is only Manchester United?
I want to tell you, because Chelsea, want to buy their Champions League trophy, their Premier League trophy. When I mean buy, them a business about English players. Them bringing in foreign players, the best that they could get, and put it in the team. Same thing with Manchester City. You understand? Liverpool, on the other hand, them don't have the kind of funds that Man City and Chelsea have. You understand? So Man City and Chelsea, yes, while they have the academy, them are really matching up too much with them right now. Them want to bring in outside players that could bring trophies for them.
And that is what, to me, that was Manchester United. What all they're talking about what England want? And England is not Manchester United. So let me say, and even if, right, Luke Shaw playing for England, right, and he can't start, right? Maguire in a better form, he definitely would play. Wan-Bissaka, not good enough, right? So at the end of the day, if we really had to step up, we had to improve on majority of these players. And if Henderson, let me say, and I'm not saying that he had anything to be dropped, right? But if Henderson is in a form where he's doing well, then I don't see nothing as an agenda against foreign players and English players and Brexit and all that. I'm not seeing that.
All right, let me get some comments, right? But just to respond to that, Nico, I just want to go back. I just want to recollect. We first transfer window under Ollie, right? He went after a right back. Right? The best one in England was a British right back. Then he went after Maguire. No, we was talking.
So then he get directives. So then he get because Ollie is not even
right. But the point I'm making, we were saying Wam to Ruben Diaz. We were saying Wam to Pereira from Leicester. But who then went after two Englishmen? Not only that, in midfield, who were we linked with? I feel like called Sean Longstaff. This is because we have this whole agenda about listen. And even throughout history, most of English players used to come through from United. You know what I'm saying? So when I say that, I mean to say, listen, it's something that we have to be aware of. I ain't saying that is 100% true, but it's something that we had to be aware of, that it have a form of pressure that being put on Man United to bring the next best English prospect through.
And it has always been that way. It has always been
More
that way.
so
Because the class of 92, right? And they benchmark their teams on the class of 92. And the class of 92 majority of them came from the academy. And that is what they're trying to go back to. Right? So again, that is Manchester United. That is Manchester United. It is not Chelsea, because Chelsea is the best academy players and they don't make the first team. Right? City also. Even Liverpool not so much. You know?
I hear you. I'm gonna get some comments here, right? And then guys, we want to get into the game. I know we on this topic a little bit long, right? Kurt and Jody, I don't think they want to get rid of De Gea. We just have some very good deposits of goalkeepers. Look, Romero's still on the payroll. Romero never pushed De Gea to get better. However, Hendo made it clear, I want number one. Romero was comfortable being number two. That's a very good point. Kurt also said Oblak in coming to United to scrub bench. He want to be, and De Gea, Oblak is our number one.
Oblak ain't coming United because he went to a club that we want to win stuff.
Yeah. Riyadh saying, I think the way Henderson is more vocal and willing to come off his line or the line to take crosses creates the air of surety with the centre backs. They know they don't always have to get to the high balls because they have a keeper willing to come for it. As a fair comment as well.
Fair enough.
Hey Peter, welcome buddy. He's saying, I think at the moment Henderson is my choice of goalkeeper. He attacks the ball from crosses. His style is more of an extra outfield player. I know he will be bashed. I will be bashed for this. De Gea is brilliant, but for me, he is just an excellent shot stopper. Okay, he's saying De Gea is not excellent or not brilliant. I don't know if I read that wrong.
It's brilliant. De Gea is brilliant, but for me, just an excellent
shot stopper. Okay. Henderson starts plays by looking to get the ball out to outfield a lot faster. Good observation. Michael saying Romero good for club and country. To me, he didn't give that extra mile to challenge for number one spot because it had times David wasn't all that strong. Yeah. But Ole admitted that he was looking for more English talent to add to the squad before he looks outside. Yeah. Peter saying
there may be an agenda or directive from the top.
Peter saying make an excellent point. England wants to make sure they have the top league and top players. Manchester United in its history more English players, and that stems from way beyond the 1996 Brits. They want homegrown, especially local Manchester youths too, and I think Nico will allude to that. Riyadh saying, but Nico, to improve on these players, all he needs the backing of the board and the owners. Otherwise, we're going to keep getting third and fourth choice. Yeah. Michael saying there's nothing wrong with getting the best talent or young talent from your league.
I guess it's just the coach. I guess it's just the coach that get them playing right?
Yeah, but even Sir Alex Ferguson, he still at times he never used to get back from the board to get the players that he wanted.
Yeah.
If a trend the upper management and the club are getting in players to the club.
Yeah, we never sign the better players. We always sign.
Yes. It's just Alex Ferguson didn't know how to get the best out of them players. You know.
Yeah. No, Ole, I know the game wasn't all that, and we spent most of the time talking about De Gea and Henderson.
Riyadh. You hit your curveball.
But I mean, if you think about it, the game didn't really have much in earlier. I don't know why Riyadh
that is why I said one brilliant moment in the game.
Yeah, one. That was it. But still, let me get into the game. Let me talk about the game a little bit. We have about 15-20 minutes. Yeah. Let me talk about the game because I don't know how much time, fellas, I go say it, I feel as though I sound like a broken record, but I just on one and I just going around. I don't like how we just play earlier. I want to enjoy watching my team play. Jody be tipping a little watch on work earlier. Why he making that kind of sacrifice to be
Hey,
mashed
I'm
up?
not supposed to watch me. I'm not supposed to be using my phone on work too.
You understand?
Oh Lord,
Watch me. But just for a second, that explosion it had yesterday.
oh Lord.
Watch me, because I swear to God, I did outside on the jetty.
Wait.
No, that is just to show it. Watch me. That is to show you the risk we don't
Jeez,
be taking outside here now. Yeah, but I tell you, it does make me feel to match up my phone. But
Yeah.
as you're talking about the game, dude, watch me. I don't know, like them players on them. I seen Rim, I seen Nico, I seen Craig. Right there to pass the ball to you. And you're going to make the most difficult pass you could think about. On about 4 or 5 different occasions on a fast break, you know. I was like, dude, what's going on with these fellas? McTominay, Cavani. Wrong choices are passing.
McTominay killing me with that your piece, son.
Hey Riyadh, yeah, good night to you, buddy. Thanks for joining. I don't know if you check through the link. You can see
Good night, man.
I post the link for the game, right? So you can check it out when you get time. All right. Well, if you have time to waste. Greg, talk to me about the game now, buddy.
Well, it was, like I said, it was a kind of a hard watch. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I could have barely get a chance to watch it myself, and everybody was only ringing on my phone to see if they could get links from me to watch it. Where they could get a stream to watch it. I was like, Jed, give me a chance now.
Just tell them free live streams are out.
Watch me. Twitter's king when it comes to live streams, you know. But anyway, yeah, but it was not the greatest of watches. I mean, it was hard. It was laborious at times. You want to know if these men gonna actually string a proper pass. I mean, but I keep telling people that not every game you're gonna get 9-0 against Southampton or 6-2 against Leeds or 4 past Newcastle. I mean, come on, you're gonna have all these situations where things are gonna happen because teams are always finding a way to try and set out to try and play a low block against United, and then for some reason we find it hard to break these things down. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the same thing with the double pivot that Oli likes to play that keeps restricting us from being more fluent. But it's a situation where like sometimes you have also players that don't always meet the standards that you would want for those situations. McTominay looked out of his depth today. You could see that because it felt like he was a step behind a lot of the players. Bruno and Pogba, they weren't really up to speed themselves too, and I think Pogba still needs to get some game rhythm. But it wasn't the easiest of watches. Yeah, and you could see that they were thinking more. Don't try to go out there and be flamboyant. It was more like a game of just like don't make too many mistakes, get what you need to get, and get the result and go home. Because I think in itself, even though he had a strong side, or he still had one eye on something, because he didn't want to go through that and risk nobody and get no sort of embarrassment. He just wanted to make sure and get the job done today. If they could play with a little more play in the next leg, then cool. Because at the end of the day, remember, it's on our weak leg. And our weak leg is making sure that you don't embarrass yourself and don't lose. He looked at it from that perspective and wasn't studying style. When you're home, you're probably telling yourself,
You feel so,
But for me, I would have rather they go out all attack today, and Sunday against Spurs, they play defensive.
Let's just get a 6-1.
For me, because you ain't winning nothing in the league. You're not winning the league. You have no other trophy beside the Europa League to win. So go all out in Europa and play defensive in the league.
Here was my thing, right, fellas? Here was my thing. And Nico, I will come to you after. Right now, I hear everything that you're all saying, and my issue is because I did say in the last review, in my conclusion in the last review, Nico, I say we cannot approach the game casual. We can't take Granada for granted because them Spanish teams, even though they might be 9 on the table, Spanish teams are naturally very technical, techie teams. They know to joke, they know to hold the ball, they know to look after it, they know to play properly. Most times from 1st to 20th in La Liga, there's well-coached teams, right? But I still expect better from my team. it had an interesting piece of information. The cost of that Granada team is 8 million. The entire team, bench included. Daniel James worth more than that whole team. And Daniel James, I don't even think he could make that Granada team. You know what I'm saying? No, my thing is you don't necessarily have to be good to play good football. And this is my issue with Man United. We good and we can't play good football. We're playing against teams that are not good and playing better than us. Why it is we always dependent on these moments. Jody, you talk about it. One moment in the game. And I mean, I understand as how football is there, one moment can decide a game. But for Man United, why we can't have more moments? And Nico was right when he said earlier that after you watch Bayern play PSG the day before, to come and watch this is like watching primary school football. And still I feel primary school football might be a little bit more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So I know at this stage in the campaign, we might be a little more accepting of results over performance. But oh gosh, boy, them fellas really pushing it. Right? Them fellas pushing it to the limit where, look, and I go read Peter comment just now, he said you almost fall asleep. Why fans gonna be going through that? Anyway, talk to me, Nico.
Yeah, as you would have said, really one moment to really talk about was that goal. And we know Lindelof has that ball in his locker. He did it before. Today, Rashford made the run and he timed the run perfectly and an excellent finish. And to me, the other moment was that second goal. I think that second goal was an important one because they just come in to Old Trafford and scoring one, even if it's by fluke, you know, the doors open again. You know, we're not saying a shot, you know, but I think the second goal was very important. The yellow cards to show Maguire and McTominay, I think it was decently timed yellow cards. You know, because by them missing that game, they will be available for this first game in the semi-final in comparison to we haven't had a dogfight, just to say in the second leg, and one of those players would have gotten a yellow card then they'd have been missing the first leg in the semi-final. You know, so I think we should have enough artillery to come in to show up the leg. Hopefully, you know, we wanna towards Granada side as yet. You know, we still had to approach them respectfully. But I think the yellow cards wasn't badly timed. You know, I think as long as we come out of the second leg, okay, I think it would have been decent yellow cards.
Yeah, let me just get some comments here, right? Peter is saying, to be honest, I fell asleep during this game. But as I always say, we have outstanding games. We have hard-fought, gritty games, and then we have an efficient game. This one was very conservative, and one that only one goal would make the difference. The only highlight was a good defense, and Lindelof was actually above average. Marcus was brilliant. Marcus was brilliant control then to score. Right, and that was all she wrote. You know, Kurt said on another note, Mason put in a shift. And I think anybody who played at number 9
raise your head.
Yeah,
for the past what 2-3 months, Greenwood he really working it out, you know. He real fighting it for the team.
Yeah, but anybody playing at number 9.
Yeah, no, because you know when you're here, you're flopping. I'm telling you, you're flopping. Simple as that. When the man was flopping, I was greedy wooden the man right through.
Kurt saying I would arrest Bruno and play Mata, arrest Rash, play Amar or Elanga. We could have get moments. Who knows?
You have to put out a strong team outside it to get our first leg all the way.
Yeah, we'd be open, boy.
Simeon saying, good night, guys. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining me. Saying, just feels like the team is on cruise control till the end of the season. They show a few signs of interest when something happens, but it's like they're waiting for the summer. They're comfortable with top 4 and whatever cup result. Peter also saying last week I said it looked as is all about mindset. We don't know what is being said prior to the game. If Oli wants to have a safe game, no injuries, or all out attack, I really don't know. It's bewildering to me that we can't adapt our fast-paced, attractive football. But who knows what's happening behind the scene in terms of what the coaches requires from the players. I don't know if the coaches require anything by them players now, boy.
You can talk from half, man.
Yeah,
Them
Kenton.
snapshot
So,
for a while.
Kenton, I don't know if you're hearing. Talk to me about. I've seen here, can't Mike. But Kenton, I don't think your mic connected.
Yeah, mic
buddy.
mute. Yeah, mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he mic muted.
He might not connected. Right. So just check out your mic connection there, buddy, and then let me know what's going on.
Watch me. I look at it as 7. Let me say, including the Europa League finals, right? That is what 7 games in the league again. 4 games Series G finals. That is 11 games. Then players and them had to put their mindset, 11 games to go for the season. We're going all out. Let's go all out. 11 games to go for the season.
Yeah. I mean, I really, it's really a mentality thing.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, and this was one of my biggest fears going into the game, that we would have taken Granada for granted. We would have going with a real casual approach, a casual mentality. Because Pogba looked walking pace today. Pogba didn't look nothing like the player who came on at halftime against AC Milan. You know, Bruno didn't look himself either. Bruno was getting dispossessed so easy. And they could have seen, when you looked at the game, they could have seen that Granada had a game plan. Now, albeit part of the game plan was to be very, very physical. And I realized in Europe that a lot of the referees are allowing the games to be physical now, where they're not blowing for any and everything. So I don't know if it's something that Man United not taking stock of as well, and trying to not just play for calls, because we falling on very, very easily, you know. And so it's something that we had to take stock of in Europe. Them referees and them not letting easy fouls. They're not calling for easy fouls like that again, right? So when Granada would have seen that they're getting away with certain things, it would have built confidence in their game plan. Granada had a game plan earlier. What was United's game plan? Right? We thought we were going to walk into that game and walk over Granada, because that's how we just think and that's how we just approach games, that we're better than this team. We don't need to put in effort. We don't need to put in any work. And when you look at how the players play, that's like I seen Pogba on the ball and Pogba tinging and throwing back his body, and I saying, what are you doing? That's how you go play if we play against a Man City or a Bayern Munich.
Come Sunday, you're going to see a total different team play.
And that's the problem with Man United.
Yeah, the mindset, because at that loss they get against Tottenham, then fellas and them coming out for revenge Sunday. You're going to see a total different game. You want to know if they're the same set of players that play today.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem, you don't know which team going to show up on which day. Today, look, Sunday we were speaking real good about Greenwood. Today, Greenwood, what? The game before we was talking about Fred bashing. Last game we praised Fred. So it's like the inconsistencies in that group.
1 in, 1 out.
Peter saying Mason.
But have a good game, benching next game.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Peter saying Mason Greenwood, I think, was real poor today. At times when he could have laid off a clear pass to other guys, but wanted to instead to try to dribble past men and look to open shot, but it didn't work. Yeah. But he is young and he will learn. You all don't think Bruno is being struggled because of other players' lack of vision? What are your thoughts on that?
What I don't know.
It may have a possibility.
I don't know if I realized today, but every time Bruno get a ball or Pogba get a ball, was 3 players close them down. Every time Bruno or Pogba get the ball, 3 players from Granada closing them down. So they could not be effective in the game then. And these were Mason Greenwood, Daniel James, the so-called McTominay, whoever like he. Them had to step up the game as no, they have to step up the game. Because remember Bruno or Pogba taking 3 players out of the game. You understand? So them players and them had to step up and they need to spread and move that ball a little faster. Too slow. And especially how the teams and them playing that low block, men had to come for the ball. You can't go and stand up in line with the men and them on the 18-yard box. And then the ball on the halfway line, and between they have nobody to receive the ball.
Somebody so
The ball has
saying here.
moved too slow at United, but too slow.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, for real.
No doubt. Kurt saying Sunday game going to be open. I think on the contrary, we're going to say a boring 0-0. Two poor teams gonna play on Sunday.
2 poor teams, but United gonna be up for the game. They're gonna be up for the game because you know Mourinho gonna rock back.
Even if it's not, I don't think it'll be a ball fest. It might be exciting.
They were saying, man, you gonna come out for that game, like how they come out for City.
Mourinho know, right, that Man United cannot defend a low block. But what Spurs have doing very good is the transition with Kane and Son. For me, we will win the game if Spurs score first.
Hey, I predict we score correct today on the Man U app. The lineup was on point. Score was correct. I don't know who gave man the match chanting. I didn't check it and see. Yeah. Lindelof. Wait, man. No, I think I had show as my man of the match. Yeah.
Watch man, I don't know. Kurt saying Jody, that's why this game would have been nice for Mata or Donny. One touch would have been having Granada busy. But you can't have only two. Kurt, you can't only have two.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that all the players had to be up for that one touch. Yeah. Watch me. Sometimes when I watch City play, I'll be bamboozled as one touch, knock, move. I'll be like, what's going on here, buddy?
Yeah.
No serious.
No, it's true.
I see why my team at least for 30 minutes a game, why my team can knock a ball like that.
Yeah. Peter saying I agree with Jody, they recognize who are the serious threats on our side. So when they hold down Bruno and Pogba, they know they still don't have to worry about the other players. Yeah. Michael saying that's our strength right there, Jody. The rest of our midfield don't have the passing mentality, and that's our weakness. Jesus saying slow is joke. Time we recycle or switch play, we go backwards at least twice. Just in the final third, the probability of a good pass becomes low. Less players versus a set defense. That's very correct. Very correct.
Yeah.
Ollie think Ollie and his coaching staff could fix this, Greg?
Maybe. I think it's just something they have to review, and then going into a game where they know they had a side that basically run ragged over them at Old Trafford, you'd want them to learn from those mistakes. No Anthony Martial to go and play push it up Eric Lamela and get his red card. So it's just whoever fills into the number 9 position, be it Mason or Cavani, they'll just know they have to be aware of those things because Tottenham likes to play dirty as well too. So it's just a matter of knowing how to counteract the quick break that Jose loves to play. And understanding how to be able to react to that when they're going forward to expose them and look at their backline and try to make most of the counterattacks that we can throw their way. But it could go either way. Like you say, Reem, it could be a boring game, or it could be all guns blazing. Next thing you see the game in 5-5 or some kind of crap.
Hey, Kenton, yeah, but you see Wi-Fi fighting him tonight, real struggle. You see, I'll be in the comment, yeah, man. Next
no
time we go work it out. We go
work it out. That 5-5, Greg. That 5-5 go do good for my FPL team, man.
Good saying, well, Ollie have to improve slightly. Ollie have to improve slightly from last season. So let's see in second full season, Ollie tweaks the side again. Simeon saying I believe Kane
season. That'll be third.
Yeah. Simeon saying I believe Kane still plays for Spurs and we give up about 3 clear-cut chances every league game. But most teams don't have the quality to finish. And that's a very good point, because even when you look at the Brighton game, and even today, if those two teams had better or more quality up top, we could have feel it, So, but I think as them fellas are saying, sometimes in these games, them boys step up and then we're going to be talking about Maguire and Lindelof and Pogba and Bruno.
The big team, the big games, they like to hype up themselves for that. For the big team, for the big games, they go hype up themselves for that.
Anyway, so guys, I think we
You'll let a higher psychologist to get them ready to be focused every single time, because it's like you switch off for one game because it's not a City or a Chelsea or Real Madrid or Barcelona, but when you face all of a sudden everything is just lapse. But when them other teams show up, everything there.
Fellas, what I will say is the players' mentality and how they play is based on the coaching staff. What the coaches train them to do, that is what they're doing. So for me, with that particular coaching staff that Ole have, that is where you're going to get out of them players. You're going to get nothing better, because that is their style of playing, of coaching. And in order for the team to improve, I feel them fellas and them have to move on. They have to move on from them fellas.
Yeah. So we want to get some closing thoughts from you all, but before that, I just want to get 2 comments in, and then we will wrap up, right? Peter said, Riemann, guys, you all don't have to talk about this, but food for thought. We have good coaches and title-winning coaches. Is Oli a coach that can win titles? Is that question, right? We were running for league, etc., not anymore. But I like Oli, but I don't think is enough. I would always say that Oli has said many times that he don't coach the good coach.
Exactly.
I've praised Oli for his management and how he treats with everything as a manager. Similar to how Fergie did it in the later part of his career as a manager, because earlier I think Fergie used to train and coach. So what Oli needs to do, Oli needs to stop friend and partnering with Carrick, Phelan, and McKenna, and bring in some quality coaches. Or I think as Nico had said it, even try to bring in one South American coach in your group now. Oh God.
Then the Brazilian go Gion.
Anyway, so let me get some closing thoughts here, Jody. Closing thoughts.
He might finally get passport.
Closing thoughts, because I just want to put this game behind me. I was disappointed in them guys' performance today. Looking forward for Sunday game. And I know they're going to come out better. And I'm hoping for probably a 3-1 win.
That's against Tottenham?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah.
Nice. Greg?
In every game is a different mindset, is a different mentality. And I think what needs to happen is just to make sure that we know we're in closing stages, we are the business end. We just have to recognize that we're going to need to pick up points vitally if we want to make sure and keep our spot secure. We know we're basically in Champions League position. It'll be hard for us to get knocked out from there. But it's just a matter of making sure that we leave a lasting impression. This Tottenham game Sunday is one where we let people recognize, hey, we're not the pushovers that faced them at Old Trafford a couple of months back. We got over this hurdle with Granada. Go into this game and send a message back to Jose Mourinho and everybody else in the league to let them know, hey, this is a different type of side you're playing. We know we don't always get that, but you just have to look at it one game at a time. I keep saying it was a hard watch today, but you never know. Maybe they were consuming themselves for what's happening this weekend. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Nico?
Yeah, I'm nothing much from me tonight. Just again, thanks for Jody and Kenton for accepting the call and and jumping into the live.
Yeah, boy,
It was very much appreciated. Yeah.
So I think that's how we wrap it. Just want to get some more comments here. People giving the predictions of the result for the result Sunday. Kurt saying 3-2 in favor of the Reds. Michael saying 2-1. Let's go Reds. Yeah, man. A win against Tottenham go do us real good. And I think we still have Spurs to play. We still have Liverpool to play. And the more teams that challenging for top 4 that we could take points off, it'll be better for us. Because we go move ahead and they go stay further away from coming into fight or to make the top 4 race a tight one or close one now. You know, so yeah. So
I don't know if I'll be dreaming, but I don't know. I just wish City could just lost 3 games and draw 2, boy. That's all I want them to, lost 3 and draw 2. That's all I want. Like too much I asking for. The best side to beat City for me, boy.
If that happens,
I think never watch this thing. 21 in 2021. I still going with it.
Accent
my pick is still up, man. My particularly it kept still up.
All right, guys. So thanks again, everybody, for you know, all the comments. Thanks for all the support, the likes, the shares. You know, thanks again, as Nico said, to Jody and Kenton. We know Kenton was getting some problems this evening, but next time, buddy, you know, pay a bill. You know, and Greg, you know, usual. We know we could, you know, we always had Greg. We could call on, you know.
The bigger better network.
Hey, I hope you again pay for advertisement, and I hope they get a rebate, you know.
Yeah, watch me. When you have finish up this living room area, I will go see it.
All right.
And I finish it up with all the trophies and thing and the shelves and thing. It's something nice, in the making. Wifey go want to kick me up.
Davion, what going on? What going on? We now wrapping up, you know, jumping in. Anyway, again, the last comment, buddy. Have a good one. Thanks everybody for joining. Have a good night.
Hey, good night.
We'll see you all on Sunday.
Yeah, man. Good night.
Yeah.